Well, I'm Deborah Ann Turner, known as Dr. T back here in the Heartland, speaking to you from America's Heartland, Omaha, Nebraska. Although I now call the Husker State my home, I am simply put just a corn-fed kid from Iowa and proud of it. Yes, I am one of those people who has asked, but where are you really from? Well, I am really from Iowa, born and raised. I am part of a vibrant and important demographic that many times is overlooked or not acknowledged. Unless you hail from a big city, unless you hail from a big city in the Midwest, there's very little understanding that people who look like me were born and lived there. I'm actually from Mason City, a small town with a population of just under 28,000. I grew up in a diverse community with friends of multiple ethnicities and religions. I received a very great founding education there in a place where most people don't realize that Black people exist and succeed. I point this out for two reasons. One, it reminds us as a league that we must strive to look beyond what is portrayed in the media or what we have been taught about our country into communities large and small for hidden diversity. And two, we must acknowledge that many leagues and communities like my hometown have unique and hidden diversity that we can tap into to make us a stronger organization. So now let's talk league. I've been an active league member for more than a decade. I realize my name and face may be new to some of you, and I hope that will change in the coming years because I plan to get to know you through a listening tour. I want to know the work you are doing, the challenges you're up against, the strategies that you are employing, and the success you are having. I want to know what you need from your national board and headquarters that will help you more effectively empower voters and defend democracy. Remember, League of Women Voter US board members are simply local league members who elevate your voices at the national level. I see my role as president as a tremendous honor, an important opportunity, and a great responsibility. We stand today on a precipice in our country, and we can either fly or we can fall. The League has boundless potential to take flight to protect and change our democracy's future and build the power of women. There's power in our name and power in our numbers. We can and should shamelessly leverage it to achieve our goals. So let me briefly share with you some of my visions for the League. When I see voters suppressed through gerrymandering, voter ID restrictions, and massive voter roll purges, I get angry. It is our duty to not only work to eliminate voter suppression while also registering every eligible voter, but also to reinvigorate our electorate to want to vote. Protesting in the streets is essential, but protesting at the voting booth is key to real and meaningful change. Voting for president is important. But the president does not elect your school board, your city council, your mayor, your state house, or your governor, and in most jurisdictions, your police chief. You do. Those are the votes that will shape the future of this country, change their lives, and more importantly, those votes give you a voice in this democracy. So one of my visions is to make our election site, Vote 411, a common household name. It is the perfect nonpartisan tool to engage our voting family members, neighbors, and friends. Encourage your relatives, your children, your friends, and invite them to a Zoom meeting and show them how to use Vote for One, get them to register and look up information. Like Chris said earlier, the ability to vote is our most fundamental and powerful tool to shape our lives and our future. Without it, we don't stand much of a chance of changing anything. I was in Tanzania during the national election in 2015. In Tanzania, when you vote, you dip your finger in ink. The morning after the election, I noticed that at least 80% of the women waiting to see me had dipped fingers in a country where travel to your polling site could take hours or days. I was stunned. I want to see the same in America, and the League can help us do that. Another area that I'm particularly excited about for our future is the League's commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion. It's not just a catchphrase of the moment, it is our new trajectory, and it's becoming part of our DNA. By using an equity lens in everything we do, from budgeting to voter registration, we have the power to realize our goals. Without it, we will at best move sideways and at worst take a step back. None of us want that to happen. So we must live and breathe diversity, equity, and inclusion every day. It's okay to think of where we are now as DEI 101. We're building a foundation, getting to know more about ourselves and what we care about and what's within our power to change. Soon we will to graduate to 201. Some of you are already there. And I'm ready to work with all of you to move this work forward. What we've seen this past month is our call to action. The structural racism that has existed in this country since its founding is now on the front page of every newspaper. This is the wake-up call that America has long required and long ignored. Structural racism touches our lives in many ways, from education to healthcare to economics to policing. The Band-Aid has been ripped off. Now's the moment to heal the egregious wound and not rebind it and hope it will heal itself, out of sight and out of mind. It doesn't work that way, trust me, I'm a doctor. It is our responsibility to take this work to the next level as allies in the civil rights community. Frankly, this is not our space to lead, but as leaders of our organization, we must lean into this moment and offer our unity and our support. That means being prepared to sit down and stay away if we are asked to do so. Humility and listening will serve us well. There are those who say the League is a democracy organization, not a social justice or civil rights organization. But how can you separate them? At the heart of the issues, democracy, social justice, and civil rights are intersectional, intertwined by the collective goal of advancing the right to vote. The League sees equal access at the ballot box as a way to reach the goals of social and racial justice. We as an organization acknowledge our own difficult history with racism and envision and embrace our future where DEI will become part of our DNA. Finally, I want to touch on one of the last elephants in the room, intergenerational conversation. Our work will not be complete or successful if we can't come together across generations. As League leaders, we must respect each other for who we are, from whence we came. The League is a place where young members and older members can learn from one another and actually change things by using skills and energy from all generations. I am easily considered an older member, but most of my dearest friends, both at work and in the League and colleagues, are decades younger than me. I said decades, not centuries. New ideas are what will make us grow, and this is what comes from working across generations. Leadership is not tied to an age bracket. It is tied only to experience, willingness, and knowledge, qualities that are present in all generations. It is time to stop relegating younger members to menial positions and learn to graciously but wisely pass the baton when the time is appropriate. But in the same breath, I beg you, younger members, please don't throw out the older gray-haired members with the bathwater. There's a place for everybody in our League. And here I have to give a shout out to my son, Daniel, 28 in Oakland, and niece, Daniel, 34 in Chicago, both League members. And I'd like to thank all of the young members helping us build the future of an intergenerational enterprise. As many of you have heard me say, the League of Women Voters is my endorphin. I have never come away from a League encounter not feeling energized. I am ready and willing to work for you and with you. I am a team builder and a collaborator. I'm not much of a my way or the highway type of leader, and I ask for your help to make me the best president I can be. The theme for the Iowa League's 100th campaign was hard won, not done. We are not done. And with the commitment of this fantastic board, our exceptional staff, and each and every one of you, I am confident that we will embrace our second century and improve our world on behalf of voters everywhere. So thank you for sharing this time with our 2022 convention.